Okay. Looks like the Japanese are falling apart a bit. Okay, so yeah, we're not gonna get too far there. Let's just get that encirclement dealt with. What's my close air support doing? Yeah, I need some interceptors over here. Let's kick these guys back out. So my heavy bombers, I'm going to end their logistical strikes. Just because I don't want to go into the province with absolutely nothing. Okay, naval underway replenishment. Researched. Yeah, I really want to start getting some of these going. Stockpile of supplies. Okay, armor 2. All right. Escorts. Let's get these researched. Okay, looks like the Japanese are... Don't see any ships, so I highly doubt I think that these divisions are just perishing. Which is good. Battle of Suwon's going pretty good. Okay, so we can officially... I guess we can't move through. Oh, we can move through it now. Okay, well, let's get some units over here. Just to be safe. Oh, this artillery needs to get upgraded. That should enable us. Okay, that's got to be it. Boom. All these guys are stuck over here. Some shattered units stuck in Sosan here, but they'll be dealt with quick. Let's get some ground attack going. Wow. Finally build a heavy cruiser. 28 months. Oh my lord. Wow. Yeah, that's bad. 1944, we're not gonna have those until... That's crazy. That's actually nuts. Pretty good. Pretty good catch here in the Japanese home islands. Looks like we caught 3 destroyers and a destroyer a couple hours ago. It's not bad. It's a pretty good catch. Yeah, it's not bad. And a destroyer. The cost of 2 torpedo boats. It's not bad. Have these guys rebase. Caught a big Japanese convoy out in the open here. See what this leads to. Hopefully they don't have any major ships anywhere here. Oh boy, HMS Malaya, HMS Barnum. It's not good. Very nice. It's very nice. Oh, this organization I'm not looking forward to. Yeah, I got freaking 50 militia units. I need to get rid of most of these. This is just a straight drain on my manpower. Not manpower, but officers and leaders. Like, what am I gonna use these for? We're just clogging up the map at this point. Wow. Germans are fucked on the Eastern Front, but they just got Leningrad apparently. Oh, looks like I caught the liners out in the open again. There it is. 4 passenger liners, torpedo boat. And you know what? I'll get my regular navy out here too. It's a little risky, but I'm just gonna keep my guys parked there. What's my basing at? Oh, sugar. Oh, looks like we got some more out in the open. Yeah, we got some more liners. I'm gonna take those victories and head back to port. For the Japanese really, oh, never mind. You know what? Looks like the Japanese are sending more. Some more passenger ships. Yeah, I'll take out the rest of those. Don't mind if I do. Oh. Okay, we got a light cruiser. For the price of just a little dinky torpedo boat. So yeah, the Japanese Navy is obviously super preoccupied elsewhere. And I think it's almost about time we end the whole Vietnam RP thing, because the Japanese are just not putting any troops here at all. And I wanna get all this before the British. So I think, yeah, I think I'm gonna do that soon. But yeah, do I think I got enough troops down here for all that? I'd say so. I probably got enough, but just in case, I'll bring down some reserves. Bring some reserves down. Oh, lost another. Alright. I'm not gonna sink the entire Japanese passenger ship fleet. But yeah, I'm getting pretty behind on some of my techs here. Okay, I'll put that. Okay, we got our very first submarines have come online. Maybe I'll put them over here. Where do we really need some garrisons? I guess we could put one there. Get one more in Hainan there. Just want to have all my ports doubled up. But yeah, I can put one there. Okay, looks like our naval bombers are about to come online. Upgrading all these mechanized infantry. Do I have a Seawolf left? Because yeah, I think the only Seawolf I have was this guy. But yeah, I'll put this guy in charge. Of these. These are woefully outdated submarines. But I think I might get some more. Just so I have some. Looks like our practicals are getting decently high here for some stuff. Yeah, looks like we're getting some practical. Hello and welcome back to the Republic of China. I'm going ahead and making preparations for the invasion of Japan. I've simply decided that the Japanese are ground down enough at this point that an invasion is pretty feasible and really not that gamey. Excuse the voice crack. I've had my pretty my Dollar Tree Navy's been out here putting in some good work in, the Sea of Japan and Yellow Sea. And really the Japanese don't I don't even think the Japanese have fuel to even move ships here if they wanted to. So, all they can really mess around with is some depleted destroyers and landing craft. I'm willing to bet all their capital ships are posted up in some Pacific base here or in the Philippines with no fuel really, and the home islands are just open. And I'm going to take advantage of that before they can start getting some fuel rolling in from Brunei and the Dutch East Indies here. And so I have my main assault force is gathered here in Korea at Pusan and Masan. Approximately 730,000 men. And I'm just going to go over the battle plan here. Let's make a name for this battle plan. Let's do Operation Olympic. We'll keep it generic. Steal the name. So basically my plan is the first main assault is going to be on Kyushu. Get a foothold here. Try to take Sasebo as quickly as possible. Get to Nagasaki. Get the modern huge airfield here. I'll be able to provide air support, for most of my troops. Try to get across these rivers as quickly as possible so the Japanese can't defend the terrain properly. And yeah, that's gonna kinda try to be something like this if everything goes well. And then I'm also gonna have a much smaller force heading to Hokkaido, all the way over here. Gonna kind of land on the eastern coast and try to snag this port, which I think I should be able to. And then in Masan, I have a larger force, which I may still debating on the landing site. I don't really wanna say land them here, because although that's kind of the easiest and the easiest I'm going to be able to protect it, we're going to run into the problem of once we get up here to this bottleneck, it might be really hard to push through here. It all depends what the Japanese really have left. At this point I don't think they have that much, but I'm going to try and kind of I know I could probably just land outside Tokyo or something, but I kind of want this to be a bit more realistic and stuff like that. My other plan is I might land kind of over here by Kanazawa. Try and get over here. And then I can kind of fan out from there. But we'll see what happens. Gonna invade Kyushu first and Hokkaido. Kind of close the pincer on the Japanese. Isolate the main home island. And yeah, just try to really nail the Japanese and try to maybe end the war by, 1943. I think that would be a good I think that would be a solid plan, ending the war by 1943. And I do have some flavor units I made. I have the KVA, it's basically Korean Volunteer Army. And I just have the divisions named after the biggest cities in Korea. And this is kind of, in my mind, Korea's been liberated for 2 years. Obviously there's going to probably be some pretty eager Koreans that are going to want to try and, get back at the Japanese for, the 30, 40 years they were under Japanese control. And it's just the Korean Volunteer Army. Little flavor thing, I think. It's kind of cool. Definitely be kind of cool. I'm going to have some of these units be the first to land in Kyushu and on the main Japanese island. And I'm going to try and get them to be around Tokyo, because I think that would be a pretty cool kind of RP to have, Koreans that are storming Tokyo, many of which are probably, liberated POWs that were conscripted into the Japanese army. And then I also made another kind of flavor corps, the IV over here, the Indochina Volunteer Army. Now, I don't know if the Chinese were to actually form this, if they would use kind of a colonial term like Indochina, but I'm gonna assume that's a colonial term. I don't even really know if that's a colonial term. But yeah, basically just again named over some of the most populous cities in Indochina. And the RP here is that basically, since the Chinese have been sitting here for so long, obviously the Vietnamese, Cambodians, Thai, all the people in Indochina know if they can, they're going to fare a lot better if they can, cross into the Chinese lines. And obviously the Chinese have been recruiting, locals because of just the hellscape terrain here. So I'm having these guys come down, and basically these guys, I have them as light infantry. I think that's the most real. They're going to be, pathfinders. They're going to be the most familiar with the land and basically help the Chinese troops, battle through this crazy landscape and terrain down here. I kind of have a lot more troops than I need down here. I have like 500, like 430,000, but and then I do have just a bunch of random kind of divisions that need little support units and stuff just over here by the capital. But yeah, basically the RP with these guys is they were, sent to, the modern kind of training camps and academies in the more urbanized parts of China, trained, and now they're being sent down to invade Indochina while the Japanese home islands are also getting invaded. Is just kind of an overwhelming blow to the Japanese. Because I am just going to end the RP here in Indochina, is the Japanese are just not putting any units here. And the British are coming in through Burma. And I kind of want to get a decent chunk of Indochina. Probably something along this river here, at least. So yeah, my guys will be rolling through, trying to get to Bangkok, trying to get to Saigon, and then rolling up the coast here. And we'll see what the Japanese have here. I'm gonna assume not that much. But yeah, it's basically the basic game plan, but something I am gonna do So I am going to delete all this militia. It served its purpose. These units, it's 1942, almost 1943. These units are useless, and a lot of these commanders have just grinded up. So we'll get rid of those guys. And then I might go ahead and throw some of the absolute just giga chads from those guys into these units. I also have the 1st Republican Guard Corps. Basically just the most modern armor. I have all my armored divisions getting upgraded to mechanized. And these are kind of the only units that got upgraded. But I also have 2 more special divisions here. Kind of just heavy artillery assault divisions for, some of the cities in Japan. Some, cool names of, this guy's an absolute just Giga Chad leader. He's got like every trait possible. He's got a sick pitcher. He's almost level 6. Almost got a bunch of other traits. Like this guy's just, yeah. Pretty much the most modern division in the KMT army. Then I got a couple more modern divisions in it. Got the 1st Armored Division. I just didn't have the capacity to make any more support units for these guys. I'll flesh those divisions out once the war is over. It's kind of a basic division. But yeah, that's essentially the gist of things and how I kind of want everything to go down. I got all my other armored divisions here kind of just sitting, upgrading. And then we do have our navy here. I might send those guys down there. And yeah, maybe I'll try and get some Chads in the KVA. So yeah, the KVA is decked out. I think all these generals are pretty... Almost all of them are level 4s with quite a lot of traits. Oh, here's one level. And that's not a level 4, I think I saw. Yeah, we got a guy here. But yeah, for the most part, these guys are all pretty good. And yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go and make sure that all my marine divisions have an actual marine leader. Preferably with a pitcher. Does this marine division have a decent leader? Yeah, okay. Some decent leaders here. So what's that kind of leave us for leaders? Yeah, we got a decent amount. Still got, this guy's a pretty good leader. I might put that guy in one of my armored divisions. But I think these guys are pretty good so far. Yeah, I'm gonna make this the 2nd. Yeah, this guy looks like he's... I like his picture better, but this guy... definitely got a lot more traits. He's got a pretty good pitcher. But yeah, look at this guy, man. Somehow he has an air trait as well. Must have been one of those dual leaders. But yeah, this guy's gonna come in handy. So yeah, we're pretty much decked out. Got these guys. I think my close air support here can just reach. Yeah, we got good close air support there. And yeah, that pretty much sums everything up for what I want to do right now. Actually, I got all my mountain troops over here near Tibet. I was gonna invade them, but I'm gonna put that off for now. Probably would have been wise to take some of them and put them my invasion of Japan, as there is quite a lot of mountains here, but we'll just have to worry about that later. And yeah, I think that pretty much sums up the pre, the pre-planning. We're just gonna have to get to it. My main landings, I'm probably not gonna land right at Sasebo. I'm gonna try and land on the side, or I'll probably land my Marines to assault the Sasebo city itself, land my infantry on the side near Fukuoka and Kita. Then I'll send my guys up to Hokkaido. And the countdown for Japan's days will pretty much start. And then we can really start focusing on, modernizing our army. And then once I do that, I'm probably going to do like a massive serial production of all my IC, making, some infantry divisions, and I'll try to make a couple armor divisions, but my practical is so bad that it's going to be like probably 40 IC just to, like, I'll try and make one. Maybe I could probably upgrade them for a little bit cheaper IC hit from those divisions, but basically once Japan's down, I'm going to make, like an RP occupation force, garrison force, and the same in Indochina. And I'll kind of just start preparing for the post-war kind of RP, build as many infantry divisions as I can to kind of guard my coast, guard Japan, guard Indochina, have, a few, 2-3 corps in all those areas of, infantry with all the ports garrisoned well. And then same with Manchuria, same with over here on the Soviet border and you're in Central Asia. And I'm gonna kind of think about what my next plan is. I think my next plan is gonna be to either take back Hong Kong and Macau. I'm obviously gonna take back Zhanjiang. Even if there is a post-war peace deal, I'm just gonna console command this to my control because I took it from the Japanese, as if if the historical position was what China was in now, as if they would let the French get their port back. Like, come on now. And yeah, I might try and RP, like take Macau and just console command it to myself. Bring, like 3 corps to surround it and basically just issue an ultimatum to the Portuguese and be like, listen, you probably have 1 garrison detachment here. Like, Portuguese colonial rule is over here and maybe we can work out some transitional government deal. I was kind of thinking of doing that for Hong Kong too, but obviously the British are going to... I really doubt the British would have just given away Hong Kong. I kind of wish the Japanese had taken it. Because if the Japanese had taken it and I occupied it, I would obviously never give it back to the British, but the British have maintained control of it this whole time. So I'll see what I do on that. I might go to war with the British over that, take it, and then be at war for a few months with them. Maybe sink some ships, do things like that, and kind of console command peace out with them as like an RP, where the British just accept that, like, okay, we're not going to get Hong Kong back. As if we're going to plan a full-scale invasion of China, especially a China that is, this strong. Obviously we're going to sever diplomatic ties with the Chinese, but we just have to give up Hong Kong. But we'll get back to that later. And yeah, I don't really know what my plan with the Soviet Union's going to be, because they're obviously just in a stalemate with the Germans. They're just gonna, whoever grinds down their manpower first, which is, I'm going to assume, be the Germans, is gonna win that. Maybe I could try to take back, you know, the Far East here up to, you know, say, why is it not letting me draw on the map? Oh, so I'm not even on my plan. You know, like up to here or something. Something like that, or I might just kind of, and I would want to kind of take Mongolia, but obviously that means going to war with the Soviets and trekking through like the hellscape terrain. Although they probably only have 1 or 2 VPs, yeah. Ulaanbaatar and whatever the hell this is, Ulaste. But yeah, I kind of don't want to go to war with the Soviets because they're like, A, they're my biggest trading partner by far. They're the only person I've really traded with this entire war, and would kind of be a dick move to invade them. Oh, I didn't even know the British invaded Iran and Iraq. But yeah, maybe. Still not sure if I'm gonna pick a faction. I really don't think I am. I kind of just want to be an isolationist China. You know, whatever peace deal I get with the Japanese, I'm probably just going to keep Iwo Jima and Okinawa and, you know, these various islands here by the home islands, and then I'm just gonna console command over all these islands to the US. Because obviously I don't have the naval capabilities to defend those islands, and A, half of them are going to be occupied by the Americans soon anyways. And yeah, I'll kind of just fortify Iwo Jima as my early warning post. And yeah, China's kind of just going to be this isolationist, you know, ending the century of humiliation kind of country that's, you know, not going to be enemies per se with the West or the East, but keep everyone, you know, at arm's length. That's kind of how I want to play this. And, you know, maybe I don't. Maybe the rest of the game is kind of just building up China and, you know, RPing. I don't know. I definitely am going to take the colonial ports back. But yeah, let's move on from that. We'll figure all that stuff out later. I have my entire Air Force kind of parked over here in Korea, waiting for a big Japanese Air Force or air base to get liberated. And yeah, kind of gonna go from there.